roads.
Need some suspension work and shocks and brakes, brake pads, lining, steering box, transmission, rear end.
Ka-chow.
Check those seatbelts, cuz! It worked! I love this button!
Always remember, you ain't first, you're last.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
All right, welcome back to the Unnamed Movie Car Podcast Special Edition.
Woo-hoo,
this is our
special.
final episode of 2021.
We've rolled out the red carpet.
Yeah,
and
well,
it's
you can't see it. We actually
You
paid
have the red
several
blanket.
thousand. I actually am under a red blanket right now. It's freezing here in
We've
the
rolled
studio.
out the red blanket. I don't know if that is something.
But today
it is now. Yeah,
We are. I totally just knocked everything over here.
Are
We
you
are
right?
doing
Okay.
a short
Yeah.
little bonus episode
Yep.
for the quote-unquote awards
Yeah.
ceremony. I
So
don't know if we
it's-
have a name for it.
I don't know, but it's our gift to you.
Yeah. This is the final episode of 2021.
Yep.
We will be taking 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Um,
Woohoo! 2 weeks.
And so we have a couple categories here. We're just
Yep.
going to kind of have an open conversation about
Yeah.
all of the movies we watched
By-
this year. 35 movies.
By the way, who are you wearing
who am I? Oh, who am I wearing?
to this prestigious event?
It's a Army Green RX-7 shirt.
As you can all see at
Um,
home. Yeah.
It's Under Armour joggers and I think
yeah.
Bombas socks.
What?
No, I'm wearing Adidas
Are you?
now. I'm wearing
That's
Adidas.
Nice. Those are nice. Those are good.
Low-cut black socks. What are you wearing this evening?
I am wearing a $400,000 Armani. No, I'm not wearing anything.
You would have fooled me for a $500,000 Armani suit.
Armani suit. No, I'm wearing a hoodie as to be expected.
Probably from Walgreens, I assume.
I think so. I'm not even sure where I got this hoodie from, but I think this is kind of like, what do they call it? Shabby chic or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really that's what I am. So
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. I totally
No, so
derailed
we
you
don't
from
have
that.
a name. Like this
No,
isn't
we-
the Oscars.
No,
it
it's
isn't.
not. It's kind of just our wrap up.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
just kind
year.
of it's a. Do you know what Spotify Wrapped is?
No, what is
So
it?
Spotify every year, Spotify December 1st, they give you a collection of everything you listen to.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yes.
Did you look at yours or
I
no?
did actually. It's funny that you say that. I did look at mine. It was weird, like how many times I listened to certain songs and things. And
Do you remember how many total minutes you listened?
oh no, I didn't look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like 45,000 total minutes. Yeah. Well, for like
Well,
long drives for work and
You know,
stuff.
I listen to Spotify every time I walk the dog, which is nearly every single
Yeah.
day, and sometimes when I do an extra walk during the day just for
Right.
exercise.
Yeah.
So I must listen a whole bunch. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Shout out to Spotify.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout out to
outs.
Spot. Oh, yeah,
Shout
shout
out
outs.
to Paul Shin. of
Paul
course.
Shin.
Happy New Year to Paul Shin.
Happy New Year.
And
Craig Lieberman,
Craig
shout
Lieberman,
out.
Yeah.
We have Fast and Furious February coming up.
Yes,
So a lot
that's going to
of
be
lot of shout outs to Craig Lieberman coming up.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
that would have been. Yeah,
And yeah,
that's good.
shout out to Bella the dog as well.
Yes, Bella the dog and Jory.
So we have a couple of categories here.
Yes,
that we'll get into.
great. Okay, go ahead. And shoot.
First off, let's start
Shoot
off with
from the hip.
the best documentary.
Best documentary. It's got to go to Forrest Gump. What?
So we
No, what-
we only did a handful of documentaries. We
Yep.
did Shelby American.
Yes.
Who Killed the Electric Car?
Yes.
And the Top Gear Patagonia special.
Yes.
I believe that those are the only
Yeah.
documentaries we did this year.
I think
How are you
so.
feeling about those?
Okay, so my favorite out of those three, boy, and when I say favorite, it'd be like, okay, which one would I watch again? To me, that's
Yeah.
like, okay, which one would I really, which one did I enjoy for lots of different reasons? Which one would I watch again? To me, I would have to say the Patagonia special.
Yeah,
the-
I'm in agreement there.
Okay.
Although Who Killed the Electric Car just has a
It-
special place in my
Oh, yeah.
heart.
yeah.
I think it's a really well done documentary.
Yep. I
but
agree.
once you understand the story, it doesn't have much replayability, I guess.
Yeah, once you know it. I mean, it was told well.
Yeah.
Good story, told well, very actually emotional. But as far as, what you said is a replayability. That actually is a big part for me because, like my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all times is The Blues Brothers. I could watch that again and again and again.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a high value for a movie.
Right.
To be able to
So
watch
yeah, and
entertainment value.
I almost make it a tradition. I watch the Patagonia special every year.
Yeah, you mentioned that, which is awesome.
I love it so much, and then especially the part where Clarkson goes, but for one good reason, the Porsche isn't dull to me. And there's a helicopter shot of the Porsche, I believe 928, going down one of the streets, and you know he's going to go into this super emotional story.
Yeah. Well, you know, because you've seen it many times.
Yeah,
he's going
it's
to do
fantastic.
It's very cool. It's a very cool story. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. We highly recommend it.
So congratulations to the Top Gear Patagonia special.
Accepting the award for Patagonia special.
We have no one accepting any awards
no
here.
one is here, and our $1 million, 500, how much?
$151 million studio.
$151 million studio, which we've had so many guests this year. Actually, that's been really cool. We had a bunch of guests,
we have had a lot of guests this year, which has been really fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But anyway,
and hopefully bringing more next year, hopefully.
Yes, that would be
goal.
the thing. We'll probably bring Leo back for another scary car movie kind of thing. That would be fun, at least for that or something else.
We don't want to tie ourselves down too much to
we're not.
Who's going to show up, but our goal is to have more guests on as well.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Don't you touch that dial.
We have a lot of fun stuff for next year, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to say everything, but
yeah,
we have a lot of fun things planned for next year. So thank you for people that listen.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's
basis.
fun that we get to do this. So.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is like the best.
Working backwards, our next category.
Okay.
The best RX-7, the best first-gen RX-7 that we did.
Okay.
So
we reviewed in any movie.
There was 3 movies
that
have had first-gen RX-7s in them. And I'm looking at my list, and the middle one is false. So there's 2 movies that have had first-generation Mazda RX-7s.
Really? Only 2?
The Cannonball Run. There was a
I
white
remember that.
FB.
You
or
pointed
it might have been
it
an
out.
SA.
You pointed
now
it
I
out.
don't remember. I think it was an FB.
Yeah.
In the parking lot at the start where all the cars are starting.
You pointed that
and
out.
then are
and
never
missed it.
seen ever again throughout the entire film.
Right.
Which
missed that totally. But,
or in Die Hard, where the truck is coming in. I mean, these are all background cars,
but it's the
first gen RX-7 award.
Yeah,
which.
First gen though, because we have seen other RX-7s, right?
Initial D has just the white RX-7, I believe.
Yeah, we're very particular about this one category. It has to
Initial
be
D had the FC Turbo 2 RX-7, and then of course Fast and Furious had the FD, which is the third gen.
Yes, exactly.
Those 2 generations get a lot of love. The FD is like. That's the one that everyone thinks of when they think of RX-7.
Yeah.
The FC is like the second good one because it has the turbo,
Yeah.
and it's from the early 90s / late 80s.
I'm totally doing a movie just to have an RX-7
Yeah,
first gen.
but there's no love for the first gen. So between Cannonball Run and Die Hard, my vote is for Die Hard because it's the same color as my real one. That's the sole reasoning.
Wow. I would say, I think, I would have to say that one too because, I say that because I spotted it.
You did spot it, and I actually
didn't.
It was
like, oh, wow, look at that. It looks exactly like your car.
There's a chance that it is because
it
a
could be,
Stardust Blue
Yeah.
RX-7, there's no, there isn't a chance.
No?
Because
Why?
Die Hard was filmed in 84, right?
Yeah.
So unless it was if it was filmed after September of 84, then it could have been my car.
Well, then
my car was manufactured in September of 1984.
We've totally nailed the date of this movie. Then we know exactly when that shot was shot.
Yeah, it could have been my car. Probably not, but so congratulations to the Die Hard RX-7 that has the front fender showing in the opening sequence.
I'm going to try and do a fake special effect.
Okay. Oh God. He's standing up.
He's
never stood up during a podcast.
Oh, that's not true. I've stood up before. Okay.
I'm not going to say what you're grabbing to.
Okay, I'm going to pretend that this is the audience.
That's just ASMR. What are you doing?
That sounds like fire.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something like applause, but
like that, okay. I was thinking about doing a soundboard for this, but then I didn't.
Wait, do you have a soundboard?
No. So
Well,
yeah,
then how can we do a
I don't
do a
know.
soundboard if you don't have a soundboard?
I don't know.
All right, okay, fine, whatever.
Too many questions.
All right, yeah, you're right.
Up next, interesting
Okay.
category.
Yeah. Okay.
The underdog.
Yes.
So this category,
Yes.
the idea behind this was a movie
Yep.
that we had low expectations for and ended up not necessarily being the best movie we ever saw, but definitely beat our own expectations.
Correct. It's one that I went, jeez, and then
Yeah.
actually watched and went, oh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
that's this category described in a sentence.
So I have 2 movies written
Okay.
down, and you can add more
All right.
movies if you want. This is just
Okay,
what I
all right.
got off the top of my head. Was Initial D,
Initial D, yeah, that's a good one.
and then Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari.
For you, was a big underdog. I had high expectations for
Yeah, I had.
Ford versus Ferrari, and they were met.
I'm going to add one to that
Okay.
list. Cars 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember?
You
Because
ended up
yeah,
liking Cars too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in the beginning, I was like, oh man, you're going to make me watch Cars 2.
Yeah.
And then after I watched Cars 2, I was like, oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, so not bad. So I would say that was one to add to this
Okay, yeah.
category. So that was.
I'll actually, you know what? I would go with that if you want that to be your pick. I would.
No,
would
I'm just saying
co-sign
I'm
on
adding.
That. Yeah.
I'm adding to that, but I'm gonna say for me,
Okay.
the top one is Ford versus Ferrari. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I started out with that because
Because you hated Rush.
because I hate the movie Rush, and for whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, oh, here's another movie about car racers and blah blah blah. It's
Right.
good. So I had very low expectations. I was like, forget it. And then I watched Ford versus Ferrari, and I was like, wow, that's one of my favorite movies now. Really,
Yeah.
truly is. So, yeah, and that's a movie I would watch again, absolutely. So, yeah, that one went through the stratosphere with me. That
Yeah.
was just amazing. So,
I would definitely co-sign those feelings. I think I did have low expectations. You know what? What's funny is I actually had low expectations for the Initial D movie
did you really?
because I had already seen it, and I was like, "This is stupid."
Okay.
But it's weird. I sort of looked at it with a different lens, and then I was like, "Oh, like
I
it
could
kind
totally
of
see
made
that.
more sense."
I could totally see that because the reason I say this, I actually started watching it and then stopped and then
Yeah.
went back and watched it from the beginning again and stopped. So I watched it like 3 times by accident,
Oh, okay.
and you're right. It kind of grew on
It
me. I was
grows
kind
on
of
you,
like,
yeah.
that's
It's funny
really
because
cool.
the original Initial D anime series kind of
Yeah.
did that too.
Really?
It's a
Yeah?
very slow burn
Alright.
at the beginning.
Okay.
And Takumi in the beginning, he doesn't want to be a street racer for like most of the first season.
Yeah, and it's very evident in the movie. But
Yeah.
yeah. So.
But like it's a whole season's worth of him not wanting to be a racer.
yeah.
And then it's like episode like 10 where he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I want a video still of him. I can't show you on here, but
Yeah.
of him with his, he's sitting there driving. He's got one hand like on his.
Oh, he's resting,
his
yeah.
head. He's resting his head in one of his hands, and then he's got his other hand on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And it's like he's bored. Like
Yeah.
he's so fast.
Yeah, that image
he's
goes
bored.
around online and stuff.
It does.
Yeah.
That's like totally cool. I
Yeah.
think that's because that really says a lot of the movie.
Right.
And really is it was a cool visual. And even in that movie, some of the stuff I really love that I like after you explained it to me and after I saw it, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like when he puts his wheel into the gutter.
Yeah.
grab
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That is actually
Which
really
is
cool.
also interesting because I don't think that part happens until like season 3.
Oh, yeah?
Or actually,
Okay.
they technically call them stages. So there's
Okay.
stage 1, stage
right.
2, stage 3.
Yeah.
I believe there's up to stage 5.
Mhm.
But yeah, the riding the gutter is yeah.
And you said, I think you explained to me, what does initial D mean? I think
It's like I believe the D stands for drift.
Oh, okay.
Initial drift.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a really good movie. The camera angles are good.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool
Very
to
cool.
see the 90s Japanese cars. I mean,
Yep.
Initial D and Fast and Furious have ignited the Japanese car market, and
Oh,
it's
I'm
been
sure.
burning since the late
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah. In fact, we were just talking to someone today about the Zs, the Z
oh
cars.
yeah, the old Z cars.
Yeah, exactly. And that was
I
cool.
recently reviewed a Z32 300ZX, so a 1990 twin turbo. I
Yeah.
also couple days before recording this, so you could probably date this podcast a little bit. I put out my Mark IV Supra review, which is like the Mark IV Supra is like the Halo car. That is the
it really?
Japanese car. Yeah. And I drove it. It was actually a Japanese imported one, so it was from Japan,
that's
right-hand
cool.
drive.
That's very cool.
Although it was a non-turbo, so it was.
All right, how many
slow.
cars are you up to now? Because I love hearing this.
As of right now, 684.
684 cars.
Yeah,
you've
should be
reviewed.
filming
That's
some more this
pretty
week
darn
and stuff.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout
super
out to your
exciting.
channel.
Thanks.
Shooting
Shout out to
cars.
my day job.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So underdog, I think I would, with all that talk of Initial D,
Yeah.
I think I would go with Ford versus Ferrari.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think just as yeah.
So that's our four.
Our underdog of 2021 is Ford versus Ferrari.
Are we keeping track of this?
No, we're not
All
keeping
right.
track at all.
That's fine.
If
we
you want
don't
to keep
need
a track at home, cool. If not, there's going to be no written record of this.
Ever. Yeah.
Next category, we have the best hero car.
Oh, okay.
So
All
this
right.
is like the car that was front and center. I jotted some quick
okay.
ones down.
Yeah.
Eleanor from Gone in 60
Yeah.
Seconds, the DeLorean from Back to the Future,
course.
the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit,
Of course.
the Mini Cooper from Goodbye Pork
Oh
Pie.
man, yeah.
I mean,
Actually, that's a Herbie.
list goes on and
Herbie
on.
goes-
Herbie, Christine.
Christine, yeah. We did a lot of movies that had great hero cars. Really.
I mean, this is a movie car podcast.
You know, it is.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that a lot of these.
Because we talk about everything else.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, you have Transformers you can
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many good ones. It's hard to even narrow down.
Yeah, it is. There's so many. Wow, that's a hard.
Yeah.
That's a hard
I
one.
think,
to get.
honestly, my just go-to is Back to the Future, DeLorean.
Yeah.
The Back to the Future 2 DeLorean, because we did Back to the Future Part
True,
2
we did.
with
Yeah.
the Mr. Fusion on the back.
Yes, we did, which I like. I think that's kind of a. Fun
I
thing.
think that's the best form of the DeLorean.
Me too. Me too.
I like the Mr. Fusion sticking up the
I do.
back because it just this little part of it.
Yep.
The Mr. Fusion with the logo.
Yeah.
Is so well designed that it
Yes.
looks like a normal appliance that they put onto it,
Yeah.
but that's not. Mr. Fusion doesn't exist.
Right, and they did.
I'm
such
sure
a,
it's a play on Mr. Coffee,
Oh yeah.
but
Absolutely. Yeah.
it looks so good. Like
Yeah.
it looks. That's the best thing is when it looks like it wasn't planned. But
Yes.
I'm sure they had tons of meetings on the logo for Mr. Fusion and all that.
It does look like he, in the future, took an appliance
Right.
and took it apart and then put it onto where they had to put the nuclear fusion.
Right.
It was like you said. I mean, I think that to me is like pure perfection when it
Great
comes
set
to
design.
set
or,
design. Yeah, when
prop
props,
design, I guess.
when you do props.
Speaking of which, total
Yeah.
tangent for a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
I was watching
Wow,
a bunch
I'm
of
surprised.
yeah. I was watching a
Yeah.
bunch of behind the scenes of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're talking about it's actually Adam Savage from Mythbusters.
Oh
was doing
wow.
a walkthrough
Cool.
of the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Which that isn't a spoiler, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Because the behind the scenes actually came out before the movie came
it
out.
did?
Yeah, which I was like,
Okay,
if
well,
I would
that's
have watched
weird,
this,
yeah.
I feel like I would have gotten some insight. But
Yeah.
they're in Egon's farmhouse's kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a toaster.
Yes.
That is the actual toaster from Ghostbusters 2, I believe, where they put
Oh,
the
where
slime
they put the
in
slime in it?
it.
Really?
It's not the same model. It's legitimately the exact one that was used in the movie.
Oh my gosh! Seriously?
Yeah,
Someone had the toaster
They
from back
had
then.
it and they put it back. Which, like, can you name a time, a scene in that movie where they're in the kitchen?
From the what?
in,
the current?
in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Can you
Afterlife?
remember a scene in the kitchen? Because I can't.
I don't know.
It was
I
such
just
like a
haven't-
detail that was so cool and unique.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
I
too bad it-
appreciated them throwing that
Yeah,
in there.
that's
And
very
they
cool.
had like the proper Twinkie wrappers and stuff.
Yeah, that was
Crunch
cool.
bars
That
and
was
all that.
Yeah, great movie to go see.
Yeah.
I would go see it again.
But getting back to it, Hero Car.
Oh, what?
What do you think?
We're back on this.
Yeah.
So Hero Car, holy cow, that's so hard.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many. Because I think about Herbie. I think about the Ecto One.
Yeah.
I think
To
about
make it easier.
Bluesmobile. Yeah.
To make it easier to
Yeah.
pick,
Okay.
you get to have one in the garage. which one would you want in your garage?
Oh my gosh.
Completely movie accurate. Besides, obviously, the time machine wouldn't actually
it wouldn't
shoot you back in time. But
wow,
the Smoking the Bandit Trans Am is a great choice.
That's so difficult. That's so difficult.
The Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. Honestly, I'm not too partial on Eleanor. It's just iconic. But
I mean, it's cool. But,
the Ghostbusters car. Ecto 1. I don't know why I said Ghostbusters car.
Yeah.
Blood car.
Car.
If you want a 1997 Honda Civic
wow,
DX.
Okay, so assuming that it could fit into our tiny garage, but yes. So
the car?
Yeah, I mean that's one, but no, I wouldn't. I would choose well, at least for this round of the ones that we've seen this year. I'd have to say Ecto 1.
Ecto 1?
Yeah, I'd have to say Ecto 1. I love the DeLorean. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love the DeLorean.
Yeah.
I love Herbie. I mean, there's so many cars, but if I only had to choose one, it would be the Ecto 1.
I'll co-sign on that one.
Really?
I'll agree with you and go Ecto 1.
Yeah.
Just because of like how much we love Ghostbusters.
Well, and two, because that initial feeling that we got when I saw with you Ghostbusters Reanimated or whatever, it's Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
So the first time, and when I saw the car booking around the corner, when I saw it again in action, I actually got like a charge through my body.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that is cool.
Which, by the way, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife and you're a fan of the Ecto 1, the Ecto 1 gets a lot of screen time.
A lot of screen time, and it's well-deserved.
Which is interesting because the original Ghostbusters, the Ecto 1 never got that much screen time.
Very
but people
little.
just latched onto it.
Very little. But in fact, they rarely showed it. Even in 2, they didn't show it that much.
Yeah, it's the 1A.
And then there's the one with the women that we didn't.
Yeah.
Even,
that's a completely different. It's an 80s
it's a wholly
Cadillac.
Yeah. So, but Ecto 1, and funny. Yeah, I would say the Ecto 1.
Yeah, I'll co-sign on that one
because so many cars though. Oh my gosh, I wish I had a giant barn that I could put all these cars in.
So we have 3 more categories left.
Alrighty.
The coolest sentient car.
Right.
So we have a list of them
sentient.
Bumblebee from Transformers.
Oh yeah.
The car
right.
from The Car.
Okay.
Christine from Christine. Lightning McQueen from Cars.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And Herbie from The Love Bug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really difficult because on a scary car scale, like if you're talking about sentient scary cars, I would have to say Christine.
Right.
Obviously, because it's so slick and cool looking and can repair itself. I think that's really cool. More than the car, which was kind of just a blob that just ran over people and was indestructible. And then you've got things like Herbie, which is like the nicest, sentient car in the world.
Right.
And is cool because I have always loved bugs ever since I was a little kid. I've always loved.
One day I will own a Volkswagen Bug as a project car.
You're making that statement now.
I want to own something air cooled.
Yeah.
They made literally millions of bugs. I think over 21 million Volkswagen Bugs.
Yeah.
In its original format, not even counting the newer updated ones.
Well. And not only that, number one, it would just be cool to have one in that era.
Yeah.
Like a 60s, 70s, even up until they changed it. But you could easily make that into a Herbie very easily. I mean,
and the other thing is you could make it into a Herbie with magnets. Is if you
owned
a white one,
you absolutely
could just stick the 53 on the side.
Well, it's got the stripe, the red, white, and blue stripe.
Yeah, I guess that would be hard, maybe.
I would just keep it like that. I would like to have it like that because
Herbie,
no matter where you go, it would be fun.
Yeah, people are gonna.
Well, because I like cars that make people smile.
Yeah,
I like cars because when you drive the Model A, it's weird. Like people actually like look and smile and laugh and and take pictures, and it just makes people happy.
Earlier
which is cool.
this week, actually, because this will come out at the end of the year, my review came out of the Toy Story Pizza Planet truck.
Yes, exactly.
And I was just telling the story the other night to a friend,
right?
Because she was like, "Oh, I saw that you drove the Toy Story truck." And I was like, and she was like, oh, that was so cool and cute. And I was like, that was one of the coolest cars I drove this year because everyone was so happy to see it.
Isn't that
and
cool?
everyone has this sort of nostalgic reaction to it.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, it was a efficient, unkillable Toyota pickup truck.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, those trucks are bulletproof. They're so simple. They have little 4 cylinders. They're super easy to work on. Yeah. And so you're not going to set down any record lap times.
Right.
But people are still excited to see it, even though, because the owner told me he brings it out to like charity events and car shows and stuff.
Yeah.
He says that he always has a bigger crowd than whatever Ferrari pulls up or
that's
Lamborghini.
The thing.
So.
And that's the thing. I think it's really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love like, the exotic cars, sports cars and things like that. Absolutely. They're so cool. Yeah. But there's something about these types of cars that trigger something deep in a person's psyche that they go, I am completely magnetized by that car. That is so different and cool. And
I think it's not easy per se, but I think it's screw it. I'll say easy. I think it's an easy way for someone to feel like they're in a movie.
Absolutely.
Because it's not a full set, because that's hard to get a full set, but it's also like not insignificant enough to be like to have like a coffee mug from a movie, like a little prop. It's a full size thing, and it's a slice of the movie. I think it's a perfect size car.
It is.
And like seeing the Pizza Planet truck driving by, I can only imagine being a kid and watching Toy Story, and then this car passes me in traffic with a action figure of Buzz and Woody hanging off the back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's actually like fishing lined.
Oh, wow!
Because he said kids tug on it all the time when they see it.
Yeah,
he's like he has backup Woodies and Buzzes
at
his house. Yeah, and he has a Pizza Planet pizza box, and there's Rex the dinosaur in the back and all that stuff. So I would just imagine being a kid and like seeing that stuff would be so cool.
Yeah, and it's I think you're right about the whole movie idea, because when we go to any place with the Model A, people, first of all, because a Model A is so old and there's nostalgia and blah, blah, blah about it being old, but also people have seen old movies, and a lot of times they think Bonnie and Clyde, which actually, this is a little bit younger than the Bonnie and Clyde car, a little bit younger.
Younger or older?
Younger, because they used, I believe, I want to say it was the V8, the first V8.
Which came after our car. Yes, so our car is older.
Our car is, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Our car is older than what Bonnie and Clyde would have driven.
Yeah, because it was one of the first years of the V8, which was 1932 for Ford.
Yes.
The flathead V8, which was outrunning police cars.
Exactly.
They still had Model A's and Model T's.
And exactly why they did it. And because, too, the doors were so thick, it was, it could take bullets pretty well.
Outrunning cops with like 68 horsepower.
Yeah. Right.
From those flatheads. My God.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine as much.
But people see that, and then they've seen movies like The Untouchables, and they've seen movies where you have the old-time cars, and it feels like you're going back in time and you're actually getting to sit there. And it's funny because people take pictures and think about it, like what you said, is that it's big enough that if you stand next to a car and someone takes your picture, it's like you were in that movie, kind of.
Yeah.
And that is what is so fun about those kind of cars.
Big enough to be immersive.
Yeah.
But it's small enough to be portable.
Yes.
And
exactly.
so I think it's a nice, easy liaison, if you will, into like a movie world where, So
I absolutely I agree, and
getting
I think
back
it's fun.
to it, I would co-sign on Herbie.
Yeah.
But I do want to say the car was probably up there too.
Yeah.
Just because of that one flippin' scene.
I know you're so stuck on that scene, which is great.
It's
because it's a great scene.
Because it's seriously scary.
Yeah.
Like it's seriously something I think out of a bad dream. The scene I'm talking about is the main character. This car has been killing people all over town. Bikers and people sitting at home, like literally driving through houses.
People playing French horns.
Yeah. Like literally, this car's been on a murder spree, and they're trying to find it. They're trying to find the driver, which there is no driver.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Sorry, spoiler. But
we're
there's a scene where the main character, Josh Brolin's dad,
Yeah. James Brolin, yeah.
Thanos' dad, walks through his garage, and the car is in the garage.
Yeah.
But the shot doesn't pay any attention to it. It's a normal panning shot.
Yeah.
And you didn't even notice it at first.
First time I saw it, I didn't notice it, and you pointed it out, and I was like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't in the garage.
You debated me that it was even in there, and we
went back.
rewinded, and it's sitting there like not even far out of frame.
No,
like
it's
in
there.
the shot, but
because they don't call it out.
They didn't call
which
it
is
out.
Great.
It's not like lit like in any certain way.
Just looks like a car in a garage.
Yeah, and so he gets to a tool bench and he turns around, and then there's the shot of the grill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like just this terrifying moment. It feels like a nightmare.
It does.
Of like he feels inescapable. He's in this locked garage with the car.
Yeah.
And the car's off too, which is almost more menacing.
It is, right, yeah.
So I just loved that scene. I thought that was one of the coolest scenes.
Yeah,
of
that
any
was
movie
very,
we
very
did
cool.
this year.
I agree with you. And actually, there was a lot of fun things about that movie that I really liked. Still going to say, I'm not happy that they killed off that one female actress.
Yeah.
That one...
for no reason.
For no reason. And I was like, oh, bummer.
I'm excited because there is a second one.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe.
Yeah, it's from 2019.
Oh, my gosh. That wasn't
They remade
very long
it.
ago.
I believe it's a rebodied Chrysler 300.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the car now, where it was originally a Lincoln Continental.
Oh, it's a Chrysler 300?
Yeah, now it's like a...
I had a bad experience with Chrysler 300s, so...
Well, you drove the old 300 when
that
it
was
based off the Dodge Stratus.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Shout out to Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I drive a Dodge Stratus. Yeah, we did. We went out to we actually rented a car in Rhode Island. Or no, in Maine.
No, Maine, yeah.
So we
we
rented
probably
this car.
rented it in Massachusetts and drove it up to Maine.
We did. And it was I didn't like the car at all. And that was an old 300.
Well, that was it. Well, so this trip was in 2003, so it had to have been like a 2002 Chrysler 300.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's based off the Intrepid.
Oh, of the Intrepid?
Is it the Intrepid or is it the Stratus?
But
Whatever.
there were so many things that were clunky about it and didn't feel right.
Yeah. And also, I remember I told you guys there was a beehive in the door. When I would open the hinges, I saw a beehive inside the hinges.
I think you're
in
on
the
meth.
door. That's what you guys told me. That's what you guys told me. And then like 2 days into our vacation,
too much sugar.
Mom looked and she was like, "Oh yeah, there is a beehive in the door." And I'm like, "I've been telling you guys." This was 2003, so I was like 5, I think.
Yeah. And I just said, "Look, there's a beehive in the door. No one's ever said anything about that."
Well,
No,
I was like,
kidding.
"Dad, there's a beehive." And you're like, "Yeah, there's a beehive."
Shut up.
Yeah, you were making fun of me from the front. So
yeah, that's how.
What are we picking for sentient car?
All right, so sentient car. Jeez, if you had to pick any one of those.
Yeah, I will co-sign Herbie if you want to go with Herbie.
Yeah, I would go with Herbie. I think.
Which also, if any fans out there are listening, if you have the time, take some scenes from Herbie the Love Bug and just darken it.
Yeah.
And put some of the music from Christine into it.
Yeah.
And I just want to see if that, because I assume the vibe is totally changed.
Yeah.
Because they both are non-talking sentient cars.
Right.
One's just menacing, and the other one, meep.
Roadrunner. Well, here's the thing about that.
Yeah.
Is that there's a lot of I can't remember who does it, but if you go on YouTube's, on the YouTubes, there are YouTubers that put together movies but make them different genres. So they do things like, what if Forrest Gump was a horror movie?
Yeah.
And they do these movies
these
as
edits,
Yeah, they edit them together.
A lot of fading, a lot of yeah.
So they make them feel, and they take just glimpses out of each of the things.
I've also seen RoboCop versus Neo, and someone cut the Matrix 2, which is what, Reloaded?
Yeah,
Matrix
I think so,
Reloaded, the bank scene where they walk in with all the guns.
Oh, that's the first one.
Oh, is it?
That's
Okay,
the
so
very
they
first
cut
one,
that scene together with a scene from RoboCop, and they did
Really?
the green filter on RoboCop,
Oh,
And, like,
wow.
it looks like it's cut together really well. It looks like it's the same movie. It's
I gotta look for
impressive.
that. I gotta look for that. That sounds like fun.
But yeah, I'll go with Herbie. If you want
Yeah,
to
I'll
go with
go with
Herbie,
yeah.
the Love Bug.
I think Herbie is first, and I think second would be the Cars movie. The
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen, I think,
Yeah.
would be my second one because I think that's a really cool. But that's a whole universe of sentient cars.
yeah.
So, but yeah, if someone is out there and wants to do some fan fiction and make Herbie into a horror movie,
Yeah,
like
we'd love to see
like
it.
Christine, that would be
So
awesome.
congratulations,
Yep.
Herbie the Love Bug. What was that?
I started to cough in the middle of doing
Oh.
my sound effect.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. All right.
So Herbie, congratulations.
Herbie. Accepting for Herbie.
Yeah, accepting for Herbie is I don't
is
know Hitler.
is a Bill Cosby.
Oh jeez. I don't know which one of ours was worse. I said Hitler. You said Bill Cosby.
Hitler and Bill Cosby.
Oh jeez. So we have two
All
more
right.
categories.
All right, two more categories. Let's go
Worst
to it.
film and best film.
Worst film and
So
best
worst film is first.
film. Okay.
Written down, I have Redline,
Okay.
Acceleration,
Yep.
Dolph Lundgren, Blood Car,
Blood Car.
and
yeah.
Christmas Cars.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a
It
tough
is.
list.
We've seen some pretty
we've
awful
we've
movies,
drugged
yeah.
you guys through the mud
Yeah.
this year a little bit.
Yeah.
And we have had multiple off-air discussions about trying to not do that for the beginning of 2022.
We really, and we've got some fun stuff for February, which I think will be good.
Yeah.
Those will be good, positive ones. And
Yeah.
we actually started with our first couple of ones for 2022.
Yeah, to spoil it, Herbie Fully Loaded,
Yeah.
and then the original Speed Racer cartoon we'll be doing
Yes,
as well, the Mammoth
yes.
Car
So,
episodes.
very fun, well-known,
Yeah,
very
well-known
well-known
stuff.
stuff, and good fun stuff to talk about. So,
Worst movie of
wow,
2021.
that is so tough because
Redline,
Yeah.
I'm going to strike Redline off the list.
Okay.
It was
Right.
bad.
It
Don't get me wrong.
was-
But I
it's
do
true,
have
it was bad.
some shred of nostalgia with
Yeah.
it because I remember seeing that in the theater with you.
Yeah. Oh,
And
right.
so
yes, true. And
just
I did
because I have a shimmer of a positive memory of this movie, it
Right,
gets stricken
okay.
off the list because
All
some of
right.
the other ones I have zero positive memories of.
too. Okay. Alrighty.
Acceleration,
Acceleration.
I could
Oh,
not
it's
tell you a memorable scene from that movie.
No, I couldn't. Boy, there was so much wrong with that movie. Yeah, Acceleration's bad.
Yeah.
But I
Blood
don't
Car?
think I don't think it's the worst. Blood Car, bad, but I still don't think it's the worst.
Yeah. Blood Car is bad.
It
It's
is.
a bad, bad movie.
But
I would almost be interested in watching it again because it has this charm to it.
it does.
It has a
does.
charm of like it knows it's bad.
Right.
It's kind of almost a tongue-in-cheek bad movie.
It's kind of a Birdemic. If
Right.
you've ever seen Birdemic, it's kind of a Birdemic movie where it wasn't made very well.
It's perfect for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
perfect for it.
Yes. Yeah,
But
I'm surprised they haven't done it, but yeah.
I think we're in agreement on the worst movie.
Christmas Cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
really do think so. Sorry, man. Just John Schneider, stop making movies. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, there were so many things wrong with it and bad, and just
Yeah.
bad filmmaking, bad acting, bad.
Yeah.
And I just, I guess if I can be grateful for something that it's not on a streaming service
Yeah.
right now, but no, I really no disrespect or ill will towards anyone
Yeah.
who acted in it or was part of it. It just, I'm sorry guys, it just wasn't put together well.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, and there was no, I mean, it
It was just
It-
uncomfortable to watch.
It violated every rule of good filmmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, like every,
Yeah.
and it wasn't fun to watch. No, it wasn't, and it was, wow. I mean,
The only good thing to come out of that movie
Yeah.
is that we should look into making a Crown Vic Charger.
yes,
Like
that actually- yeah,
that's
Crown
like the
Vic-
biggest thing.
a Crown Vic Charger. Although I still want to do the Bug first. I
Okay.
think I would.
right,
I
yeah.
would like to do the Bug first to find one and put one together.
Yeah.
And that might be my next car. So
Maybe,
who knows?
yeah.
It could be.
Honestly,
be
yeah.
fun
If you're
one, yeah.
getting rid of a car, like,
Yeah.
and we have an empty space,
Yeah.
why not get a Bug?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing, and then it would be economical, and
Oh,
it would
yeah.
be, it would
Easy
be
to work on, air
easy to
cooled,
work
come
on, fun.
I didn't actually think of that. That
Yeah.
could be a possibility.
Yeah, and good in the snow, like George
Yeah,
said. My
yeah,
brother
yeah.
George said they are great snow cars because that engine is over the rear wheels.
And it's light, and they have
yeah.
little pizza cutter wheels.
Yes,
That's really what you want in
exactly.
snow, too, is
Yeah.
the skinny wheels.
So anyway,
So I
yeah,
think
so-
we're in agreement. Christmas Cars is the worst movie of 2021 and 2022 and 2023 and 2024 and 2025.
Wow, just please stop making movies.
Yeah. But now
Anyway,
we have
okay.
to get to the final one.
I'm doing a drum roll. That doesn't sound like a
The
drum roll.
best film of 2021.
I can't do a drum
Yeah,
roll.
that's
Best
okay.
film of 2021.
reviewed.
That we reviewed.
I was gonna say this is very subjective because
Very.
we're tossing 1980s and 70s and at
Yeah.
one point a 1950s movie
Yes.
in with
Yes.
movies that are from today. Yeah, Hot
yeah,
Cars.
Was it Hot Cars.
One of our top viewed videos on YouTube.
It's actually, I kind of like that movie in a
Hot
way.
Cars?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of funny, and it was, definitely. Oh my gosh, what a '50s movie it was!
Right.
But just love so many things about it. But yeah, it's a great movie to go back and take a look at. But okay, so best
movie. What are we thinking? I have written down Cars.
Yeah,
Cars was a really good one.
it was.
It
Really
was fun
good.
to go back and watch and
Yes.
remember how good the original Cars
Yes.
movie is.
Story was unbelievably good.
Animation's fantastic
and
for
holds up.
2006.
Yeah, holds up. Amazing that they did that, and back in 2006.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just amazing.
The fact
So
that
is
they
one
had
of
to
them.
rewrite or write their own software
Yeah.
for the reflections of the cars.
Right. A
is
lot of
pretty
stuff
cool.
they had to do, and they didn't have. One of the reasons why Pixar started doing things with inanimate objects is because they had a problem in the beginning with doing hair.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So they did things that didn't have hair, robots, fish,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that you could make sentient, and it didn't have to be exactly perfect.
You
and stuff
also
like
you
that.
get away from the uncanny valley,
exactly
where
yes.
if you look at Sid from the first Toy Story,
yes.
ooh, there's something very unsettling
Yeah.
about that child.
Yeah, that's a little weird. They did, from the first movie, they tried to stay away from kids and parents. You hardly see the mom in the
I don't
first
think you ever
movie.
see the mom's face.
I mean, you don't. I don't think so either. And but they did. Obviously they got better and better with hair and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Now it's like absolutely perfect, but or nearly perfect. But yes, that was one of the things that's why Pixar did things like that. So to make a sentient car was a brilliant idea. Great, lots of. I mean, I played with cars when I was kids. You played with cars when you were
Yeah.
kids. So, and you gave them personalities and things
Yeah.
like that. But so definitely one and well written, great storyline, fun characters,
Yeah.
just all the way around, just a really good movie. So yeah, that's hard. But you're also going, if you talk about the movies we reviewed Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers is
one of my
fantastic.
all-time favorite
Yeah.
movies. Then there's Ford versus Ferrari, which
Ford
became
versus
one of my
Ferrari.
favet movies. What else did we review
I mean,
that we
Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to
Ghostbusters,
think of,
awesome.
Wow, I mean, yeah, just so much stuff.
Really hard to say. Back to the Future. I mean,
Yeah.
those are so fun.
Yeah.
A lot of great movies. So boy, to boil it down to one, I think the ones that we reviewed. Wow.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it goes against we've looked at a broad spectrum of movies.
Right.
So they went everywhere from like the 50s into very, very literally the most current movie, because we watched Ghostbusters.
We saw it. Yeah.
Like 2021.
Yeah.
Really, really, so.
I think my bid
yeah.
is for Ford versus Ferrari.
I would have to say, of the ones that we reviewed, and I'm trying to think back through all of them.
Wow, wouldn't it have been nice if I pulled up a list? I probably should have prepared that.
Well, I'm just going to, like you said, this is very subjective, so.
Yeah, let me pull up our YouTube channel.
Okay. We have a YouTube channel?
We do have a YouTube channel.
All right, the Unnamed Movie Car Podcast.
Oh, look, it's in my search history. Nice.
All right, good.
So,
All right,
oh shoot, how do I?
we've done a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
done a bunch
So
of movies.
starting from the original,
Yeah.
episode 0,
Yeah,
we were just talking about our favorite.
Just talking
movie
about cars and the
Um,
idea of the podcast. Yeah.
Episode 1 was the Blues Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Fast and the Furious, Cannonball Run. We never mentioned tonight.
No, we didn't.
Cannonball Run.
We didn't.
Cars,
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
the
Go ahead.
Gumball Rally, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
that's right. We had it.
Redline,
Yep.
Transformers,
Yep.
Smokey and the Bandit,
Yep.
Too Fast, Too Furious,
Yep.
The Love Bug, Who Killed the Electric Car, Back
Yep.
to the Future Part 2,
Yep.
Rush. You didn't mention that for your least
Mm.
favorite movie.
Yeah, we didn't, but that's
Yeah.
it wasn't. I mean, I would watch
It wasn't
Rush.
as grueling.
I would watch Rush before I would watch
Christmas
Cars. That tells you how
Yeah.
bad.
Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
But not very car heavy. It's
Nah,
around a car
true.
subject,
Okay,
but not
yeah.
very car heavy.
Okay.
Initial D,
Yeah. That's
Gone in
awesome.
60 Seconds,
Yeah,
both of them.
well, okay.
Hot
yeah.
Cars,
That's right.
The Cannonball Run 2, Top Gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run 2 is not
Electric
even going to get an
Boogaloo,
honorable
yeah.
mention.
Yep.
Ford vs. Ferrari, Shelby American, Ghostbusters, Blood Car, Christine, Pumpkinhead, The Car, Cars 2, Lady Driver, Need for Speed, Goodbye Pork Pie, and then we're into our recent stuff of like Die Hard and Christmas Cars. And,
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Die Hard. So favorite car? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with you with Ford versus Ferrari because it was car centered, but oh my gosh, great story and well told. So you had a great story, well told, well acted.
I think the entertainment value is there. It's something you can rewatch and still enjoy.
Yep.
It has historical significance.
And I was very, very happy.
Yeah.
So it won in 2 categories tonight.
Yeah, 2 categories: Underdog and Best
Underdog
Movie
and
of
Best Movie.
2021.
Of that we reviewed.
That we reviewed.
I think absolutely you're absolutely right that actually of the ones. Thank you for finding that and going through the list. That really does stand out as being, and it was very, very enjoyable. Obviously, you know, I'm gushing about the movie, but it really was well done, and a big surprise to me. So very, very good. And as far as like car centric, yeah, very much so. I mean, like I like Die Hard a lot. It's one of my favorite movies. I have a lot of favorite movies, but not car centric. It's the car centric ones would be, Ford versus Ferrari, which is just absolutely awesome. So yeah.
So there it is. That's our,
so
the
that's
best
it.
movie of 2021 that we reviewed. Tons of stuff to look forward to for next year. This is the final.
I'm playing the playoff music for you.
Oh, thanks. That's what time. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I want to thank
I want to
Jesus.
thank my producer.
To quote Justin Bieber, I don't want to only thank God, but Jesus. He said
That's what
that
he
for
said
real. I think it was like a Kid Choice
Wow,
Award
I
or
thought
something.
that God and Jesus,
Not
and the
only
Holy
God, but
Spirit
Jesus.
are,
Yeah, Holy
they're
Trinity,
the Holy
whatever.
Trinity. They're like all in one.
Shout out to Trinity from the Matrix. But this is the final episode that will be in marker. We are 2022 is the year of the crayon.
Crayon. Let's go to crayon.
Let's see how angry my scanner gets
Oh
with
yeah.
like crayon paste.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out something for 2023. Maybe I'll do like watercolor painting or something.
Yeah.
If I have to
Just
keep
impressionistic.
I'm gonna change my medium every year. So
Are you?
That's, yeah. So next
that's
year is the
that's
year
a
of the
bold
crayon.
statement.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
you
know
might go
what-
back to markers if you get a good set of. Well,
That's
how about
true.
colored pencils? You could.
Oh
do
yeah,
colored,
colored pencils.
You could do watercolor
paints.
Watercolor's fun actually. I
Digital
like that.
drawing.
Digital drawing. You could do oils. You could do
Yeah,
oils if you
yeah.
really want to, really want to stretch that. But
Yeah.
you could also do chalk. You could just do
Oh yeah.
chalk. And,
Ugh, I hate working
know,
with chalk
yeah,
and
exactly.
charcoal.
Oh,
I
yeah,
took a
charcoal.
whole class with
Did
charcoal.
you ever work with the Conte? What are they? They're called Conte crayons or whatever. CONTE, I believe.
Describe them to me.
They are like grease pencils. They're like
Yes,
greasy
grease
and-
pencils. Yes. Ugh.
I know those are hard to work with.
Charcoal. Because I used to take a class.
Yeah.
And I took several classes in college for drawing.
Yeah.
And there was a whole charcoal unit.
Yeah.
And it was at 8 a.m. Mondays. 8 a.m.
Charcoal is
and so I'd walk around the rest of my day with like charcoal on my
Yeah,
hands.
exactly,
It looked like
yeah.
I was a mechanic,
Right.
but it was just I was drawing
No, true.
literally a still life image of a table with a bunch of fruit on it, and I had to
Oh
draw
right,
it in
yeah,
charcoal.
yeah. Did you
So-
ever? You could do. Maybe you could do them in clay.
Do like 3D
Three-dimensional
renderings
of these
oh,
things.
jeez.
No, I think that would be fun to try different mediums.
Yeah.
for,
So
for that,
2022 is Year of
Alright,
the Crayon.
and a bunch of other fun surprises we're going to have along the
yes.
way. We actually have some fun things to do. Maybe even at some point, maybe a giveaway.
Maybe.
So,
Maybe.
we'll see. And actually, we're also going to be going hopefully on some trips this year too. So
Yeah.
some of those things we can talk about a little bit later. But
100%.
anyway,
Thank you guys so much
Yep.
for an awesome 2021,
Yes,
our inaugural
yes.
year.
yep.
Thank you so much for listening. If you listen on Spotify, check out YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, check out Spotify, iTunes,
Yep.
Stitcher.
Absolutely. Yep.
We're on a bunch of different platforms.
Yes, we are. And more to come.
Yeah,
So,
definitely more to
yeah.
come. So happy New Year,
Yep.
and we'll see you in 2022.
All right. Bye-bye.